There once was a man who said amazing things and did many wonderful things. The people began to follow him. He taught them and healed them and fed them. One day someone asked, "Who are you?" And he said, "I'm the light of the world." We light this candle to remind us that we are Jesus' light in the world. Amen. Did you know that there are some presents so big that nobody notices them? They are so huge that they are hard to see. That way, the only way we know that they are there is to go clear back to the beginning, or maybe a little bit before the beginning. In the beginning, there wasn't very much. In the beginning, there was nothing. Except perhaps an enormous smile, but there was no one to see it. On the first day, God gave us the gift of light. So now there is not just darkness, but there is light and dark. Now, I don't mean the light like in a light bulb or in the car, lights at night. I don't mean just this light or that light. I mean all of the light. God gave us the gift of the light that all the light comes from. When God saw the light, God said, "It is good." And that was the end of the first day. On the second day, God gave us the gift of water. Now, I don't mean just the water in the water glass or the water in the bathtub or in the shower. I don't mean the water in the river or in a lake. I don't even mean the water in the ocean or the water that comes down from the sky in rain. I mean all of the water that is water. That is the water that all the rest of the water comes from. This is the firmament that divides the water above and the waters below. When God saw the water, God said, "It is good." And that was the end of the second day. On the third day, God gave us the gift of dry land. God divided the water and the dry land and gave us the gift of all green and growing things. When God saw the dry land and the green and the growing things, God said, "It is good." And that was the end of the third day. On the fourth day, God gave us the gift of the day and the night. This gave us a way to count our days. Here is the great light that rules the day, the sun. And here are the lights that rule the night and the moon and the stars. When God saw the day and the night, our way to keep time, God said, "It is good." And that was the end of the fourth day. On the fifth day, God gave us all the creatures that fly in the air. Not just the birds, but all the creatures that fly and all of the creatures that swim in the water, all of them. When God saw all the creatures that fly and all the creatures that swim, God said, "It is good." And that was the end of the 5th day. On the 6th day, God gave us the gift of all of the creatures that walk upon the earth. The creatures that walk with many legs and the creatures that walk with 2 legs, like you and me. That was the day when God put God's own image within us. When God saw the creatures that walk with 2 legs and the creatures that walk with many legs and all the gifts of the other days, God said, "It is very good." And that was the end of the 6th day. On the 7th day, God rested and gave us the gift of a day to rest and to remember the great gifts of all the other days. There is nothing here because people go to different places to remember the great gifts. You can imagine something there to show your favorite place to remember. It might be your backyard, by a tree, in a church, in your room. It might be in the mountains or by the ocean or a lake. I don't know where your place is, only you know. What I know is that this day is so special that sometimes the Jewish people mark it with 2 special candles, and the Christian people mark it with a cross. Now I wonder which one of these days you like the best. I wonder which day you or which one is especially about you. I wonder if we can leave any of these days and still have all the days we need.